This is a parent's worst nightmare. This is something you never want to hear or see.
I was in my 4th period, just working on the computers. It honestly just sounded like extremely loud pops.
Oh my God.
I knew it was something out of the ordinary, so we all paused and it was immediate eye contact with everybody in the classroom, and we just froze. I'm Aalayah Eastmond. I'm 17 and a survivor of the February 14th shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
So if you're just joining us here, this is an active shooter situation at Stoneman Douglas High School. Shots were fired inside the school, at least one.
I didn't even know it was real as he was shooting into the classroom, because I remember telling myself it has to be a senior prank, because I started seeing red on the floor and I thought it was a paintball gun. But when I saw the red and I looked up and I saw my classmate slumped over on the wall, that's when I obviously knew it was real. And immediately after seeing her, Nicholas Dworet was sitting in front of me and he fell over. And when he fell over, I instantly just moved with every movement of his body and then went underneath him and laid there. And I remember telling myself that that's what I would do in that situation, because I have to look like I'm dead. And then at that point, I was just talking to God, because I knew I was gonna die. I was just saying, just make it quick. I don't want to feel anything. Eventually, after I'd say 25 seconds, he moved on to the next classrooms. So I called my mom. I don't know how long we were on the phone, but I remember calling her and saying how much I love her. I'm sorry for all the bad things I've done, but I love you, and I'm just saying goodbye.
I was just home cooking for when Aalayah come home, and she called, and me hearing shots in the background at her school. She saying classmate is dead. I just couldn't understand. I couldn't understand, knowing that she said that she's gonna die. I believed her. I truly believe that the cops was gonna come at my house and say, Miss Llewellyn, I'm sorry to tell you that your daughter has passed.
Eventually, the cops came in, and I remember walking out and passing all the smoke and bullet shells, and there was 2 more bodies in the hallway on our way out. They took my statement, and my phone was at 1%. I remember getting the notification from the news saying 17 dead, numbers to rise at Stoneman Douglas.
The death toll. In a word, it's staggering. 17 people were killed, making this one of the deadliest mass shootings in American history.
It was just weird to see it in the moment, knowing the rest of the world is also seeing that, but I just lived through that.
When the SWAT team came in and got them outside, she ended up calling her dad and told him that I'm outside. And he called me and he said, she's safe. And I just dropped down on my knees. And I just thank God, but I just couldn't celebrate because 17 lives was lost that day.
February 14th is something that's going to have to stay with me forever. Every little thing I can relate back to February 14th. So it's hard not being that regular 17-year-old girl, thinking about what dress she's going to wear to prom or what dress she's going to wear to graduation. I just feel like I'm very quiet now. I feel like I'm not myself, but I feel like I have to be strong for those around me. So I have to make it look like I'm this strong, or act like it's not bothering me, but it's the only thing bothering me. This is not my first experience with gun violence. I lost my uncle 15 years ago. So I've always had that in the back of my mind, that it happens in communities of color every day.
Hi, my name is Aalayah Eastmond, a junior at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
Thank you for the opportunity to be here today to share my experience and perspectives on gun violence in America.
So for it to happen to me, you know, in my face, that just shows that, you know, change has to happen now. I think the part of it that helps me cope is connecting with people my age that look like me, that go through gun violence every single day, because they are always ignored and they don't always have this opportunity to share their story like I do. So when I meet with those students and get to share my platform with them, that's how I really cope.
I'm sorry.
I don't speak out just to share my story, but to remind people that a lot of those students have the same story as mine and have seen the same things that I saw on that one day. So I don't just speak for me, I speak for all of them, and that's where my courage comes from.
I'm no different than y'all. I just have a platform that was thrown in my lap that I didn't ask for. And it's my job to share that platform with y'all.
I'm super proud of Aalayah because I raised a powerhouse, and man, I just sit back and I just admire her from afar, like that's mine, you know, that's my child. And I thank God every day for saving her life on February 14th so she can be the voice for the voiceless.
The biggest support is definitely my mom, because she's all I have from the beginning. Like, she's a single mom, her only child. And, you know, family will be there when things first happen, but they dwindle away. Friends will be there when it first happened, but they dwindle away. Support will be there when it first happens, but it dwindles away. And people don't care anymore. And they just say, oh, you're alive, you're fine, it's okay. She doesn't do that. You know, she's there, and I know she will always be there when I need her, when nobody else will be there. I'm a senior at Douglas, and my first choice is Howard University for undergrad, and I want to become a defense attorney because I feel like there's a lot of things wrong with our justice system, and a lot of minorities are overcharged for a lot of the crimes that happen. So I want to make sure that they're being represented to the degree that they deserve. Perfect world would be a world of no hate, because that is the root of all evil. We wouldn't have this problem of gun violence if we didn't have hate. I just wish everybody would accept each other for who they are and embrace somebody when they're going through something and try to help each other rather than knock each other down. This year has just been really, really weird. You know, I've had life-changing experiences that were so positive and amazing, but it came from this terrible, terrible event. It's so hard trying to understand everything, but I'm just so grateful that I am alive, and I know that I have to speak for those that no longer can and that were senselessly taken away from us, and I just can't forget about those, and hopefully work to prevent more people from losing their lives.
We dedicate ourselves to honoring those who are not here, those who are senselessly stripped the ability to speak for themselves. With our actions, now and going forward, we must speak for those in communities that do not make the news when they are killed from gun violence, like my uncle. We must honor all victims with action. Thank you.